Yo, what is up guys, Anthony back here with another Destiny Child video. Now in today's video we're going to be playing on the second account, and we have another part of the Ruby to Platinum series here for you guys. Now we explained our team already in part 1, so if you haven't seen that video already, I'll link it up here at the top so you guys can go check that one out. Now I did play a bit outside of recording, as you can see from our score, but I just did that so we can get a few better matchups, and I have here a few already that I would like to explain. So the first one we'll be explaining here is at the bottom. At the bottom here we have a Nicole, Courtesan Bathory, Anemone, Durandal, and Dana team. Now the unit I would like to explain here is Nicole. Nicole's tap skill deals 455 damage 3 times, absorb 200 damage as HP. So her tap skill overall could be useful when going up against a mirror matchup or against a unit like Courtesan Bathory, or maybe somebody else who can burst Nicole and counters her. So the heals will come and help if you have to use that tap skill. Next here we have Nicole's slide skill, which deals 929 damage to 2 enemies, priority lowest HP, 800 ignored defense damage, as well as 148 damage for each buff, max 8 buffs to the enemy. Now Nicole's slide skill actually gains extra true damage for each buff and allows for massive damage in PvP due to that effect. Also, it scales to 700 damage per buff up to 8 when maxed at +6. So we can learn here Nicole can easily burst enemy units, as her slide skill deals a lot of damage depending on the amount of buffs she has. At +6, she is very scary to face and when not running a counter against her. Last here we have her drive skill, which deals 2435 damage to 4 random enemies, inflict 1 random enemy with snow bomb, 1500 damage, and reset skill gauge after 10 seconds. Her drive skill works pretty well due to snow bomb. Personally, I would use her drive skill second in rotation in Devil Rumble, or as a third drive going into Fever Time. A Sing-Ah drive first works well in gaining a lead early on in a Devil Rumble match. And now the next matchup we have here consists of Pantheon, Mafdet, Dana, Eve, and Sing-Ah. The unit I'm going to explain here on the team is Eve. Eve's tap skill deals 485 damage with 250 additional damage if fire type enemy with the lowest defense. Next here we have Eve's slide skill, which deals 855 damage with 400 additional damage and poison 450 damage when enemy attacks and receives attacks for 3 turns to 2 enemies with the lowest HP. Now Eve's slide skill used to be very strong in Devil Rumble due to her poison effect and not having debuffer Bathory in the game early on in Destiny Child, but she still shouldn't be underestimated in lower ranks, and if you have low uncapped units, she can still easily take down the team. But if you're using her, I would avoid using her against Nicole matchups, etc. Maybe a grass team, so you don't get bursted down and lose the match. Last here we have her drive skill, which deals 2437 damage to all enemies. Now the last matchup I'll be going over in this video, guys, is the third team here. This team consists of Venus, Mafdet, Dana, Debuffer Bathory, and Brownie. The unit we'll be going over here is Debuffer Bathory. Now Bathory's leader skill is drive skill final blow minus 25% to all enemies. During PvP, damage over time minus 50% to all enemies. Now Bathory's later skill is very strong in PvP and one of the most important reasons on why she is a staple unit right now for Devil Rumble. Since her later skill cuts damage over time units, it pretty much killed off a lot of the Eve and Jupiter teams in PvP early on. And now next here we have her tap skill, which deals 398 damage to 1 enemy, priority most buffs, debuff evasion minus 10% for 20 seconds, and defense minus 10% for 8 seconds. Next here we have Bathory's slide skill, which deals 690 damage to 2 enemies, priority lowest HP, and inflicts Dancing Blade, defense minus 20% and 200 damage over time every 2 seconds for 14 seconds long, as well as defense minus 700. Bathory's Dancing Blade effect is another reason on why she is so strong. It takes 20% defense and deals 200 damage over time to the enemy, which allows for the best attackers to burst the enemy affected. And her slide skill also has defense minus 700, which makes picking off enemy units even easier. Last year we have Bathory's drive skill, which deals 2065 damage to 3 enemies priority most buffs, and also inflicts brand, which deals number of buffs on target plus 1 times 250 damage over time every 4 seconds, max of 6 buffs with a final multiplier of 7 for 20 seconds. Bathory's drive skill is also a very strong ability due to brand, which can deal a ton of damage to the enemy depending on how many buffs they have received. Overall, Bathory in general is basically a requirement in PvP due to her leader skill, slide skill, and drive skill. So what you can learn here is that debuff for Bathory is a staple unit for PvP and is very strong currently, but minus certain team comps, which of course don't actually use her sometimes. So yeah guys, that's part 2 of the Ruby to Platinum series. I know it's a short video, but I just wanted to go over a few matchups as we are still in the lower ranks. So I'll try to climb up this account a bit off screen so we can get to maybe silver and maybe even gold. So yeah guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and let me know in the comments if it helped you out. Thank you all for watching as always, and if you haven't already, feel free to like this video and subscribe if you enjoy the Destiny Child content. Now I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care everyone.